I read the question. Question 7a. So copy and complete the following table for the relation y is equal to 2 multiplying the expression x plus 2 raised to the power 2 minus 3 for all values of x greater than or equal to negative 5 less than or equal to 2. B. Using a scale of 2 centimeters to 1 unit on the x-axis and 2 centimeters to 5 units on the y-axis. Draw the graph of the relation y is equal to 2 multiplying the expression x plus 2 all squared minus 3 for all values of x greater than or equal to negative 5 and less than or equal to 2. C. Use the graph to find the solution of I. 2 multiplying the expression x plus 2 all squared is equal to 3 and I. 2 multiplying the expression x plus 2 all squared is equal to 5. D. For what values of x from the graph is y increasing in the interval? So let's move to the solution. First, we are asked to copy and complete the table. So 7a, x and y. Negative 5 to 2. So the values of x is from negative 5 to 2. And we are being given an equation of y. So we know that y is equal to 2 multiplying the expression x plus 2 all squared minus 3. But then we already have some values of y. Negative 1 here, negative 3, and negative and 5. So we need some values of y. So we use this relation to find the values of y. So for the first value of x, which is negative 5, so when x is equal to negative 5, our y then becomes 2 into brackets negative 5 plus 2 all squared minus 3. This should give us y to be 15. This should be 15. Now our next value for x is negative 4. So when x is equal to negative 4, y becomes negative 4 plus 2 squared minus 3. So y becomes 5. So we put 5 here. Now our next value is negative 1. When x is equal to negative 1, y becomes 2 negative 1 plus 2 squared minus 3. So our y becomes negative 1. Then our next value of x is 1. When x is equal to 1, when x is equal to 1, y becomes 2 to bracket 1 plus 2 all squared minus 3. So y should be 15. And when x is equal to 2, our y should be 2 multiplying 2 plus 2 squared plus 3. When you punch this on your calculators, it should give y is equal to 29. All right. So that'll be all for the question 7A. Now moving on to the question 7B, which requires that we draw the graph of the following relation there. Y is equal to 2 multiplying x plus 2 raised to the power 2 minus 3 equation. So 7B. So this are y. And this are x. So we are taking 2 centimeters to 1 unit on the x-axis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So every 2 centimeters we have 1 unit. So for every 2 centimeters we have 1. Every 2 centimeters an addition of 1 unit, so 2. Every 2 centimeters an addition of 1 unit, so 3. We do the same for the negative x column. Then from the question, we are told to take 2 centimeters to 5 units on the y-axis. So we have for every 2 centimeters is 5 units. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. We have negative 5, negative 10, negative 15, negative 20, negative 25, and negative 30. So now we plot our points. So when x is equal to negative 5, y is equal to 15. So we plot the points negative 5, 15. So when x is negative 5, y is 15. So we have this and this. So this should be somewhere here. And when x is equal to negative 4, y is 5. So negative 4, 5 should be somewhere here. When x is negative 3, 1 is equal to. When x is negative 3, y is negative 1. So negative 3, 1 should be somewhere here. When x is negative 2, y is negative 3. So negative 2, negative 3 should be somewhere here. And when x is negative 1, y is negative 1. So this should be somewhere here. When x is 0, y is 5. So we have it here. When x is 1, y is 15. So we have it here. And when x is 2, y is 29. Should have it here. So now we draw the curve. All right. So we should have something like this. So we are done with the 7b. Now moving on to 7c. Use the graph to find the solution of I. 2 multiplying the expression x plus 2 all squared is equal to 3. So we have c I. 2 multiplying x squared plus 2 all squared is equal to 3. So we can rewrite this as 2x squared plus 2 all squared minus 3 is equal to 0. But we know that y is equal to 2x squared plus 2. So when we put y in this equation, we have y is equal to 0. So we find the values of x when y is equal to 0. So from the graph, when y is 0, we have here and here. So this should give us, so when y is equal to 0, x should be equal to negative 0.8 and negative, this should be negative 3.2. So this is negative 3. So negative 3.2. Now, I. Two into brackets x plus 2 all squared is equal to 5. 2 into brackets x squared plus 2 all squared is equal to 5. This can be written as 2 into brackets x squared plus 2 all squared minus 5 is equal to 0. Again, this equation can be written as 2x squared plus 2 squared minus 3 minus 2 is equal to 5. And we know that the whole of this is y. So then we have y minus 2 is equal to 0. So y is equal to 2. So we find the values of x when y is equal to 2. So when y is equal to 2, so this could be y2. We can trace this. So it cuts the curve here and here. So here should be between 0 and negative 1. So between 0 and negative 1 should be x should be equal to negative 0.4 at least, and then x should be negative 3.8 somewhere here. So these are the value of x when y is equal to 0. So moving on to the last part of the question. Says, for what values of x from the graph is y increasing in the interval? So when we look at our graph, we can see that it decreases from x is equal to negative 5 to x is equal to negative 2. And it starts increasing from x is equal to negative 2 to x is equal to 2. So for what values of x is y increasing? We say from negative 2 to 2. So then values of x for which y increases. Should be from -2 to 2. So that brings us to the end of question 7. So we'll be moving on to the question 8.